Democratic Party. 5 planks from the Democratic Party. Raising workers' wages. Democrats believe that the current minimum wage is a starvation wage and must be increased to a living wage. Democrats also support creating one fair wage for all workers by ending the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers and people with disabilities. Protecting voting rights. The Democratic Party was founded on the promise of an expanded democracy. The right to vote is at the heart of our national vision. It is a core principle of the Democratic Party to maximize voter participation for all Americans. Our democracy suffers when nearly 2/3 of our citizens do not or cannot participate, as in the last midterm elections. Democrats believe we must make it easier to vote, not harder. Preventing gun violence. With 33,000 Americans dying every year, Democrats believe that we must finally take sensible action to address gun violence. While responsible gun ownership is part of the fabric of many communities, too many families in America have suffered from gun violence. Civil society. Democrats support progress toward more accountable governance and universal rights. As autocrats and strongmen around the world crack down on civil society and imprison those who speak out to demand greater freedom, they will continue to bolster groups and individuals who fight for fundamental human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. Guaranteeing universal preschool and good schools for every child. Democrats believe we must have the best educated population and workforce in the world. Democrats will invest in early childhood programs like Early Head Start and provide every family in America with access to high-quality childcare and high-quality preschool programs. We support efforts to raise wages for childcare workers and to ensure that early childhood educators are experienced and high quality.
Contrasting 5 planks, Republican. Discrimination and racial issues denounces bigotry, racism, anti-Semitism, ethnic prejudice, and religious intolerance. Therefore, they oppose discrimination based on race, sex, religion, creed, disability, or national origin, and support statutes to end such discrimination. Rebuilding the economy and creating jobs. They are the part of a growing economy that gives everyone a chance in life, an opportunity to learn, work, and realize that prosperity freedom makes possible. Protect right to bear arms. They defend the constitutional right to bear arms. We oppose federal licensing of law-abiding gun owners and national gun registration as a violation of the Second Amendment and an invasion of privacy of honest citizens. Through programs like Project Exile, we will hold criminals individually accountable for their actions by strong enforcement of federal and state firearm laws, especially when guns are used in violent or drug-related crimes. Education. They applaud America's great teachers who should be protected against frivolous lawsuits and should be able to take reasonable actions to maintain discipline and order in the classroom. Honest elections and the right to vote. Honest elections are the foundation of representative government. They pledge to protect the voting rights of every citizen as well as their rights of conscience when they are harassed or denied a job because of their contributions to a candidate or a cause.
Candidates. Joe Biden, he is 77 years old and he served as vice president in the Obama administration during the passage of the Affordable Care Act, and healthcare remains a top priority for him. Joe Biden is also a former chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Michael Bloomberg is an entrepreneur and 3-term mayor of New York City whose innovations in government or philanthropy have made him a global leader on climate change, public health, education, and other critical issues facing America and the world. Tom Steyer casts himself as a progressive outsider but still running as a Democrat with a business record, calling for term limits in Congress, decriminalizing illegal border crossing, and expanding the Supreme Court. He says his top priorities are bringing the influence of corporations and addressing climate change. How to get involved. 1. Be registered as a Democrat. 2. Show up meetings and events. 3. Donate money. And 4. Look up your state organization.